What's up, you guys? Alright, hopefully your week's been going good this week. My week has been alright. Things around here are looking good. They are. Well, sorta, kinda. Outdoor grow could be going a little bit better, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Right now I'm working with some older seeds, so, of course, nothing really wants to come up for me, but I do have some plants going, and I do have some more ordered and on the way. Well, some more seeds coming anyways. I gotta get some more seeds in here, so I'm gonna be a little bit late to this year's outdoor grow. I mean, a little ahead of schedule, if you will, but a little late at the same time. I'm just not happy with what I have, and you know, I want to put something else out there, so I'm gonna make some changes here. Or you know, once the seeds come in, I'm gonna get those germinated and get those going as soon as possible and get them going. But anyways, we're gonna talk about the outdoor grow here just a little bit once we get into the 4x4 tent. But first things first, let's start things off inside the MarsHydro 3x3 tent. Check out the Autoflowers going in here. It's officially day 21 for these 3 Autoflowers in here, and I am feeding these plants here Gaia Green dry amendments and watering them in at a pH of 6.4 to 6.8. And yeah, all looking pretty good. Not too bad. Master Bruce doing her thing down there. Yeah, not too bad. Day 14 for Master Bruce. And this one here, pretty small compared to the other Master Bruce inside the 4x4 tent. And you guys see that. And they are the exact same age. Now I'm feeding one tent Dr. Earth dry amendments, and I'm feeding the other tent Gaia Green dry amendments. So this tent here, all Gaia Green dry amendments. And then of course the 4x4 tent, you guys will see here in a second, is a completely different ball game, and those plants are younger than these ones here. These ones here are a couple days older, and the other ones are a little younger, and they're bigger. They are bigger. It's about time to get in here and start doing some low stress training. I like to start my low stress training with my Autoflowers around week 3. It's a good time to start. The reason for that is that, well, I got plenty of nodes to grab a hold of, and you know, they're pretty tall, and then it also gives plenty of time for the stalk and the plant itself to root, okay, and for the stalk to become stronger. There's been times in the past where I've uprooted my plants with low stress training, just being too aggressive and not really paying attention. You know, the plant's pulling in one direction, you're pulling in another direction, and you know, sometimes things happen, you know. I've also had quite a few decapitations with my plants in the past, and you know, something that I try to avoid. You know, we really don't want to stress out our Autoflowers. Autoflowers don't like stress, and in my world I try to give them as very little stress as possible, and no toppings, just minor low stress training throughout the grow, and that's it. My Autoflowers turn out pretty good every single time. But yeah, we need to get in here and start doing some low stress training. Like I said, I like to start around week 3 and usually around time for first top dressing. But these plants here are being fed Gaia Green dry amendments at a rate of 3 tablespoons per gallon. So I am feeding every 21 days, 28 days. Okay, you know, I had that right in my head. 28 days. Dr. Earth, I'm feeding every 21 days. These plants every 28 days with the Gaia Green dry amendment. So let's go ahead and talk about how I mixed this plant, these pots up and started these plants. So I started this grow off with a non-amended soil, Royal Gold 2%. To that I added the Gaia Green dry amendments at a rate of 3 tablespoons per gallon. Now my starting ratio for these pots, 10 tablespoons of the 444 and 5 tablespoons of the 284. To that I also added in some worm castings to that, mix that all up, drop my seeds, and away we go. Now at day 28 of life will be time for their first feeding, and not even sure if I should feed them again after this. You know, with the Gaia Green dry amendments, this is a whole new ball game to me here. These plants here should finish within about 75 to 85 days. So I'm thinking final feeding at day 56. Would that be be at day 56? Not sure if I should give that to them. You know, I'm not sure exactly how that's all going to play out. But anyways, I'll have to figure that one out as we go. I'll keep an eye on the plants and see how they're all developing, and see if I need that top dressing. But they do have a top dressing here coming up at day 28. Right now it's day 21, so that first top dressing will be probably the same thing I amended the soil with. So the 10 tablespoons of the 444 and the 5 tablespoons of the 284. Also toss in a little bit more worm castings in there and call it wonderful. So that'll be the first feeding, maybe the last. I don't even know. I guess, like I said, I'll figure it out as I go. With the Gaia Green, it's a whole new world for me, whole new learning curve, and you know, everything's different. You know, same thing, dry amendments is just like Dr. Earth, but at the same time completely different. Especially when it comes to top dressing and stuff like that. It definitely takes time to work it in, work that top dressing in. Just being that the Gaia Green is a finer powder, it's a little bit harder to work with. I don't know, I find it just a little bit more difficult to work with than with the Dr. Earth. But anyways, these plants here looking fantastic. They are. looking good. Like I said, I need to get in here and do some low stress training. Now the idea behind low stress training is simply just to pull back the top part of your plants and expose the innards to more light. Now by doing that, the plant's going to respond and throw out more hormones, more energy to the lowers, and that plant's just going to start to bush out and branch out. Pretty much what you're doing is you're simulating a topping, but without topping the plant. So you're just pulling the top part of the plant away from the light, and then by doing that, like I said, it exposes more light to the inners, and then the plant thinks, oh my god, the top part of my plant's gone, I have to send out more energy and more hormones and everything else, and more, we got to grow, we got to push these branches out, you know. So that's how the plant responds and acts. But then eventually the plant's going to say, hey, you know, top part of my plant, or top part of me's still there, and she's going to fight through your ties, and she's going to pull through your ties, then she's going to, you know, she's going to go right back up to that light. And once she does that, you just want to continue to just pull back the top part of the plant, and then also grab those branches as they start to branch out. And that's pretty much the gist of low stress training. And from there, you just want to even out your canopy, and then once you get in the flower and then the plant starts to stiffen up, that's pretty much when low stress trainings will stop. So pretty much from about week 3 until the plant really starts getting into some good flowering, and, you know, like I said, starting to stiffen up and you really can't bend no more, that's when low stress training stops. Now it all really depends on what strain you're running as to when, you know, that will be. But low stress training pretty much is a daily chore. If not twice a day, 3 times a day. You're readjusting ties and changing things around just to make sure that your canopy stays even, make sure that the plant is responding as you want it to respond, and things are going as you want it to go. But yeah, plants are looking good. Low stress training most likely tonight. I've got to get in here and start doing that, and we'll be talking more about that next week. But yeah, these plants here are looking absolutely wonderful. Anyways, let's check out the lighting and let's move on. So in this MarsHydro 3x3 tent, we got the MarsHydro FC4800 EVO. This light here, 480 watts from the wall, fully nimble daisy channel. This light here is a full spectrum grow light, perfect for this 3-foot by 3-foot grow tent, even a 4-foot by 4-foot grow tent. This light also has a Samsung LM301H dials, the EVO dials. Yeah, this light here is awesome. Like I said, perfect for this 3-foot by 3-foot grow tent, even a 4-foot by 4-foot grow tent. And as you guys can see here, yeah, we got the ADLITEs added onto them, and these ones here are the different ones. They're different. They are different. They are the MarsHydro's newest ADLITEs, and I haven't even got them fully connected yet. You can see the power cords are still chilling there. I'm still waiting for some stuff to come in before I can get these things fully going, but right now they are installed, and these are MarsHydro's 2025 version of the ADLITE series, and came with blue, red, UV, and infrared. Now what I have hooked up on mine right now is the UV, infrared, and the red. I left the blue out. I'm not exactly sure how I want to run them, to be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly how I want to run them. There was no way I could put all 4 of them in here, that's for sure. It was just no way. It's just not enough room for me to put all 4 of them in here. But I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use for right now. Just waiting for my timers and stuff like that to get here, and then I can go ahead and get these hooked up. But you know, I'm not 100% sure as to how I'm going to run them just yet, but they are hooked up and ready to go for when I am ready. I'm hoping to get them going though before the plants get into flower, which should be soon here. Now usually the plants start to flower around week 3, week 4 with the autoflowers. Now ideally you want to see them go much longer the better. You want to get that longer veg time in, but there's nothing you can do to keep these plants from flowering on their own. They're going to flower when they want to flower, and as of right now nobody's flowering. I don't see anything bupkis on anybody, and that is good. So we're at day 21 right now. I like to at least push up into the 30s. It'd be ideal that we can push up into the 30s before we start seeing the first signs of flower. That would be awesome. Good veg time. You know, right now we're on track right now. We're looking good, especially these autoflowers over here as well. Not a single person showing any pistil hairs or any signs of anything right now. They're all just vegging out, doing their thing, and these plants here are younger than the other ones, and they are bigger. Yes, they are. Check him out. Let's start it off with the Master Bruce over here. Yeah, so we had the other Master Bruce in the other tent. Day 14. This one here, also day 14. Now tell me this plant is not bigger than the other one. Oh yeah, it is. Much bigger. This plant looks like it's already day 21. Yeah, it looks like it's about time to get in here and do some low stress training early on this plant. I might actually start on this one here. I'm going to start on the rest of them here tonight, if not tomorrow. Definitely they need it, that's for sure. It's time to start. So I'm definitely going to be hitting her earlier than what I like to do. Like week 3 is a good time, but man, she's only week 2 right now, and I'm about to start ripping into her. Looking good though. Now all these pots here are being fed Dr. Earth Dry amendments, being watered in at a pH of 6.8, 6.9, and that's it. Yeah, they're looking absolutely wonderful in here. So day 19 for the rest of the plants, day 19-ish. Now this plant here in the center, she's just a couple days behind the other ones, but I'm still calling her day 19. She's in a 3-gallon pot. All the rest of the plants here in 5-gallon pots. Let's go ahead and introduce you to who's who and what's what. Queen's Banner down here. Yeah, Day 19, you're big. You are big. You're, I think, I don't know, man. I'm looking at Master Bruce over here this morning, and I'm looking at Queen's Banner, and I'm like, oh, man, mistakes may have been made in here. We may have some big, giant Autoflowers in here. And then I put the 5th one in here. Why is it every time I put the 5th one in here, they all go insane, crazy big mode? And that's just how it always works. I mean, in my last run, they didn't get very big. That's why I was like, you know, I'm going to do 5 in here. I'm going to put 5 of them in here. Why not? And oh boy, they're showing signs like they're going to go huge. 91 grapes down here. She's not too big. She's kind of on the smaller side, but still at the same time looking pretty good. And then we got purple strawberry popsicle back here. Also another big one too, man. Yeah, and then Master Bruce. Yeah, let's talk about Master Bruce a little bit more. Look at the first set of leaves. Just huge. So I'm thinking she's going to be a big one. I don't know, man. She's going to be a big one. And then Strawberry Safari down here in a 3-gallon pot. Yeah, looking fantastic. Yeah, time to get in here and start low stress training every single one of them. Now, all these plants here, like I said, being fed Dr. Earth Dry Members, being watered in at pH 6.8, 6.9. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So I started this grow off with a non-amended soil, Royal Gold Tuber. To that, I added the Dr. Earth Dry Members at a rate of 2 tablespoons per gallon. Now, starting ratio for these 5-gallon pots, I needed 10 tablespoons total to amend the soil and start my grow. So, starting ratio, 4 tablespoons of the veg, 2 tablespoons of the all-purpose, 4 tablespoons of the bloom. To that, also added in some worm castings, about 1 to 2 cups per 5-gallon pot. Mixed all that up, drop my seeds, and away we go. Now, it's day 19 for most of them right now. At day 21 of life, with Dr. Earth Dry Members, it's time for first feeding. So we feed every 21 days with the Dr. Earth Dry Members. It doesn't matter if we're doing autoflowers, photoperiods, doesn't even matter. Just make sure you feed every 21 days at a rate of 2 tablespoons per gallon. Now, day 21 is coming here in a couple days. Time for the first feeding. What are we going to give them? We're going to go ahead and give them the exact same thing that I amended the soil with, the 424. Just hit them with it again. Throw in a little bit more worm castings in there. Call it wonderful. Now, at day 42 of life, most of these plants here are about 75 to 85 day plants. So at day 42 of life, it will be time for their final feeding. That will be for sure their final feeding. Final feeding will be a 50-50 of the Dr. Earth Dry Members, 5 tablespoons of the veg, 5 tablespoons of the bloom. Now, if your plants are going longer than what you see my plants here going here, say you got plants that go up into the hundreds or something like that, just continue your 50-50s every 21 days until your plants are done. Simple, real easy. Make sure you guys water in between. pH 6.8, 6.9 with the Dr. Earth Dry Members, and that's what always works every single time. Now, these plants here are all looking absolutely wonderful. No deficiencies, no problems, nothing going on right now. And let's check out the outdoor grow here just a little bit. So it's been quite miserable. It really hasn't been too good around here. I've been doing my best, really have. Now, all my OG Kush, I had like 6 seeds. Now, mind you, my OG Kush seeds were about 2 years old. And I don't exactly store them in the best of spots. Now I've changed that, so I hopefully, you know, I can start keeping seeds around here for a little while longer than, you know, but I really don't have many spots in my house that stay cool, if you will, you know, decent spots to store seeds. So my seeds tend to go bad sometimes, and yeah, not a single one of my OG Kush came up. I had some pots available for them, as you guys can see, some empty pots available for them. I got the one to come up, man. She broke the soil, but she just didn't come out of the seed shell, and she just kind of keeled over. But all the rest of them, all other 5 or 6 or however many there were, just never came up, never even broke out of the seed shell, and never sprouted a taproot, nothing. They never made it out of the paper towel into soil. So anyways, we got the bling to come up. Now that one there, I just put directly into the soil, and it came up like 2 days later, man. It just came out like a bat out of hell. I'm like, cool, all right. So yeah, the one that I don't want is here, the bling. I grew 2 of those last year. I wasn't too thrilled with those, so you know, I really don't want to do one outside. Now the Girl Scout cookies is what I was aiming for. I got 2 Girl Scout cookies, so one of those is going to go outside. I think the other one's going to go to my neighbor. Well, I need more plants. I need at least another plant or 2 to go outside here. I really don't want to put the bling outside, so I'm going to be a little bit late to my outdoor grow this year. I'm going to have the 1 plant, definitely going to be a monster. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that Girl Scout cookies into a 30-gallon pot, even though I said I was going to go with smaller pots this year. And then I'm going to do 2 more other plants out of the new stuff that I just ordered. And those will probably be in 15 or 20-gallon pots, so those ones will definitely be in smaller pots. So the moment that they get here, I'll get those germinated. Now, as of like right now, as we're talking right now, I should be starting my seeds as of right now. I should be getting things started. Germination should be somewhere around April 1st or so is what I'd like to see. So these plants here, I'm early. They're around day 6 right now. I'm early. And like I said, I'll keep the one for myself, get the other one to the neighbor. And the bling, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I guess I'll figure that one out. Maybe I'll put it outside. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, anyways, kind of a rough start with the outdoor grow, but I'm getting there. Now those outdoor grow plants are being fed Dr. Earth dry mimics and will be fed Dr. Earth dry mimics throughout the entire grow. And my outdoor grow this year, you guys, the mix with my soil will be completely different. I'm going with my indoor mix for my photo periods, using my indoor mix, not using all the additives and stuff like that I used the last time, the extra soil and stuff. Just using nothing but Royal Gold 2per and Dr. Earth dry mimics, worm castings, and compost. That's it. That's all I'm using. And I did this years ago, had great results. I'm going to do this again. Just trying to change things around a little bit this year, but we'll talk more about that once we get into the indoor or the outdoor grow and we get these plants outside, and we get ready to transplant them into their final pots and stuff like that. I'll let you guys know exactly why, you know, I did what I did, and how I'm doing it, and all that other good stuff, just in case anybody's following along. But anyways, yeah, that's about it for this week, you guys. Oh, there's one more thing I want to tell you guys about. Yeah, we do have in here a newest addition to our ventilation here, the MarsHydro 6-inch clip-on fan. Yeah, this is 2025 version of the clip-on fan. I just got this last night and just opened it up, just installed it. This thing's pretty sweet. 10 speeds on this thing, 45-degree oscillation, 90-degree oscillation, meant for small grow tents, large grow tents, whichever size you've got. This little clamp down here will fit onto pretty much any size pole you got. Big wide ones, small narrow ones. Yeah, it's got a little like rubber band in there, like a piece of rubber in there that holds onto that real nice, holds onto the poles real nice. But yeah, these fans are pretty decent, pretty nice. I honestly wasn't sure. You know, I got MarsHydro fans. I got clip-on fans everywhere. And literally, they are everywhere. And you know, I've had them for like over a year now, and I didn't see how they could make it better. But man, they made it better and some. This thing really moves some air, honestly. These things are actually pretty cool. Now check it out. This thing is actually like a little transformer here. Let me show you guys this real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and go for this week. But it's like a little transformer, man. So you can actually like stand this thing up, like, you know, for smaller grow tents, and then you put it on a 45-degree oscillation, you know, so it stays in that narrow band, that little you know. It's so cool, man. So cool. Awesome. Not a single issue with my old fans neither. They're super quiet still after all their use. And I've had other ones in the past, other fans in the past from competitors, if you will. And man, those fans just are horrible. You know, they click, 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 click when they oscillate and stuff like that. And these MarsHydro fans, completely quiet, beautiful, man. Let's go ahead and transform you back down. Look at that, super simple, awesome, love it. Absolutely love it. 10 speeds on there too, and I would highly recommend you stay away from number 10, because number 10, wow, that's got some power to it. These things are strong. Five fan blades on these things as opposed to 3. So yeah, they got some power to them, that's for sure. But anyways, I think that's it for this week, you guys. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll talk to you all next week. All right, guys, have a good one.